All right, picking up on Saturday, we got an all grade one pick 5. That's there's very few cards just outside of Breeders' Cup where you have that. So definitely should appreciate that, horse players. It starts with the grade one Churchill Downs Stakes, 7 furlongs for 4-year-olds and up. To me, this is a race, Jim, that I attack where I don't really want anybody out of the Commonwealth. Like that race that Extra Anejo won, like there are such better horses in here than that field that I will start the race throwing those horses out. There's a couple interesting horses. None of them are going to be super like big prices. I think this is a relatively logical looking race. And the one I like the best is Mulligan on the outside because I just don't think that there's a ton of speed. It's like the 8 bells. Like look at this race. Like who are the confirmed front runners? Like nobody really, not going this distance. To me, Saez is supposed to be able to clear with Mulligan and wire this field. What do you think?
I agree with that. I mean, it's going to be hard to go against Mindframe. That's why I picked on top. I have your horse second, and then I have Bafford's horse with Pratt the 10 third. I don't know what you're going to get out of that. 3 for 3, very lightly raced, huge layoff. But with Bafford, that sometimes doesn't really matter. They tend to show up when they're supposed to show up. I feel like that horse, I would not want to leave it out. That's all I had was those 3.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I agree with you that there's a lot of horses that I just threw out. I love Bookham Dano. I mean, last year at Saratoga was awesome, but it's just a horse that I threw out.
I kind of like him a little bit if he's 8-1, I think he's good value. Nisos is like, to me, he's one of the most interesting horses running on either day. Like he looked like the best 3-year-old in the country by a mile last year after those 3 blowout wins, and then he got hurt, and now he's coming back off a long layoff. But that doesn't really matter for Baffert. Like he wins just in the last sample size 34% on layoffs over 180 days. What I think it's also really interesting, Flavien Prat gets off of Mulligan to ride this horse. Like Pratt won a grade 1 at Saratoga last year with Mulligan, and he's like, no, I'd rather ride this horse. The other
thing I find weird about that horse that Baffert didn't do a prep before this race, that we're just going to go jump into this huge spot and not do something, West Coast, even an allowance race or something under the horse's belt.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously could have found a softer spot for his return, but to me, that tells you how much they believe in him. So, yeah, I think, like, if you're doing A's, B's, and C's, I think I'm honestly, I don't like Mindframe as much as you do. I just thought in that race last time, like, that was a field I thought he should have crushed.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that he won, like, by a diminishing length and a half, or length and a quarter, rather. I thought that was a negative sign. He hasn't been always the greatest finisher, the Haskell and the Belmont. He's obviously a super talented horse. I think you got to use him, but I don't like him as much as the other 2.
Anything else in there besides the other 2?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, the Banishing's got to be used.
Yeah, and there's going to be some value there too.
Look at the form on this horse coming off of Brendan Walsh, like has just skyrocketed to the point that he's this horse running 106 buyers. That's wild.
Yeah, that horse, goes 102, 103 buyer. He's going to win.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, I'm okay going 2. I kind of want to use Bookham Dano. I just think he's a really good horse at the top of his game. Yeah, I don't think we're doing anything super clever here. I would go 2, 3. I don't know. Does Giant Mischief interest you at all? Second off the layoff, second in the Whitmore last time. The more I look at this race, the more I kind of feel like you got to use more.
It is a little bit open, but I think we're going to run into problems down the road that we're going to want to go a little deeper. I would be okay with the 2, 3, 7, 10, 11.
2, 3, yeah.
If we got anything left, maybe we could throw the 4 in at the end. But
yeah. All right, we'll start with that. I think we should maybe do like a press ticket with all A's. To me, the 2 A's should be 10 and 11. I don't know if you want to put Mindframe up there too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't mind leaving them out. Yeah, sure.
All right, so we're gonna go 2, 3, 7, 10, 11 on the main pick 5 ticket, 10, 11 on the press ticket. The question is, Jim, do you want to use all 5 for the pick 6 or use 2? I'm kind of leaning towards just using the 2 because, like you said, we want to spread into some other races.
I don't want to leave Mindframe out.
Okay.
We're going to look silly if that horse goes back into form and kind of runs away from them.
All right, that's fine.
3 deep here?
7, 10, 11
Yeah.
in the pick six is cool.
Cool.
All right. Next race is the Grade 1 American Turf Stakes. Now, this is one of the ones that West Point has like a couple of contenders here as we get into this late pick 4. God bless. Like there's a horse in here that, not just because I'm a West Point guy, like Maui Strong from the 13 hole. He's 30-1 really in this field. I thought the morning line just in general of the horses coming out of the Transylvania was way too high. Like that race got an 88 buyer with test score winning. He's 10-1. I mean, Maui Strong is 30-1. Scipio, who was second, he's 12-1. To me, those horses are all supposed to be way shorter prices.
And this race is wide open. There is no way that anybody should be that kind of a number that shows some legit races under a belt. I can't really narrow this one down. I have Zulu Kingdom on top. It's not going to be enough value where I really love it. It's going to be at that 4-1 range. Tactical Speed can put her in a nice position, and that's who I like a little bit over Mibago. I got second, believe it or not. I think the only natural speed there, so I think she's going to be tough. Maui Strong I got Maui Strong rated third.
He ran so well in the Transylvania too, by the way. Like he was like close to that pace that Mibago set, and Mibago was beaten 12 3/4 lengths. And I think the second horse was beaten a whole bunch too. Maui was the only one that really stuck around. Obviously, he didn't draw great from the 13 hole, but if you go back to his previous races, like he can close. It doesn't we can put him wherever we want. So aside from just the West Point connection, I think he's super live at like even 15, 20-1. Like he's a super live horse if he can work out the trip. I think Shemino knows him well, at least. The horse, I guess, quote unquote, the horse to beat, like by a narrowest of narrow margins, is the 3 New Century. Interesting move, shipping the horse over to Newmarket to start his 3-year-old campaign. Like I know he ran in Europe last year, but now is back. Second off the layoff, horse ran a 93 buyer in the summer last year. To me, he's the horse to beat, but not by a huge margin.
I kind of agree with you a little bit. I hate that move. And I don't, I'm nobody that can judge Brendan Walsh and what he does, but I don't understand why you would do something like that if this was on your radar from day one. Keep the horse local, find something else, and that will be your prep for this. You got to throw him in, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably going to be the favorite, most likely.
Yeah. I would say probably 5-2 or so. Yeah. You never know. Like that might have been an owner thing. Like they wanted to run in that race. Like we see Qatar Racing and a lot of big European races as well. The question is, does Mibago get loose on the lead? I feel like the 8's supposed to go.
The 8's supposed to go, but I don't know if she's going to be quick enough. He's going to be quick enough. That last race was so bad.
Yeah.
And I get it. There's a couple of Derby horses that he just ran against, but
not like real contenders.
No, not at all. Not real contenders. I'm good with the 3. I like the 4 a little bit. The 7 we got to throw in, definitely. Mm-hmm. I mean, how deep do we want to go?
Yeah, I mean, this is to me the most wide open race on either day.
Ironman Cal, you can't throw that out all the way.
I know he ran second to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Like these, that's why it's hard to put together these tickets sometimes because like who do you really leave out? We'll start by eliminating horses. I don't think the 1 is fast enough.
No.
After that, it's really difficult. Like even the 6, like I don't know if he wants to be a grass horse, but this is a horse that is on the come. I agree with you. I don't love Charlie's to blame. Giacoso's interesting to me. Like that horse that he closed, that was a big time closing kick in the allowance race that he won over the same turf course last year. He did make a big move in the Jeff Ruby Stakes and then kind of just lost a little bit of ground late. Working well. He's super interesting. I hate to go all at a 14-horse field, Jay. What do we do?
You can't go all, that's for sure.
I know.
Coming out of that 2 Lifetime, I mean, it's an inflated purse 2 Lifetime. It tends not to be all that difficult to race, believe it or not. And then again, the race past that, the Risen Star, was horrible. Just so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard. It's like I don't want to talk myself off a price. You know what I
I mean,
mean?
there's a couple on the outside we could throw away. I don't like the 14 at all. I don't like
Yeah, I don't like the 12.
Yeah. Classic,
Yeah,
of course, I don't like. So there are a handful we can throw out. But Iron Man
yeah,
Cal I find very interesting
yeah.
and wouldn't shock me if that horse won. So you got to kind of throw it in. Maximum Promise, I don't love.
Hmm.
What are you thinking? How deep do we
Yeah.
go?
This is tough. How about I think what we should do is we should come back to this race.
Yeah.
Like
And see what we
let's
got left.
look at the 10th, 11th, and 12th and see how much more room we have on this ticket. So we'll just skip ahead. We'll come back to that.
Love it.
We'll use as many as we can afford in that race because that American Turf is, and I'm glad it's a grade 1 too because
Yeah.
that's a really
Yeah.
competitive race every year. All right, 10th race is the Derby City Distaff Stakes. 14 horse field, but I didn't think you had to go super deep in here. I could see going like 4 or 5 deep. It's I think the 2 Copion has to be used. I think this is a weird morning line. The horse is 8-1, but just ran a 110 buyer and winning the Santa Monica. Like I don't think she's more than 4-1. West Point Connection and Vava, she's on her best. She won this race last year. Like if she runs her top race, I think she's the horse to beat. It's just the question is she didn't run that great in the Ballerina. She didn't run well at all in the filly and mare sprint. She's coming off a layoff. But man, if she, and not just being a homer here, Jim, if she runs her top race, Vava's the horse to beat.
Joe, here comes a hot take just for you. West Point is going to win back-to-back races, starting with this one. You heard it here first, okay?
I love it.
I love the 7. I do. Whether you had any involvement or not, that's what I came back with. Believe it or not, that is my best bet of the day. That and Integration are my 1-2 best bets of the day.
Wow. How could this possibly go wrong?
Let's single them both. There you go.
No, I honestly, part of me wants to single Integration. Vava, I feel like the race is too competitive and I can't 100% trust her off the layoff. I got to use a couple others in there, but we'll get to Integration.
There's a lot of things that can happen here. And I'm just screwing around, but I do have the 7 picked on top. I can go 7, 8, 9. The 2 you have to throw in. And you're right. The 8-1 morning line is absolutely bogus.
Yeah.
What else do you have in here? I don't like Vader.
The only horse I'm okay. Like just 2, 7, 8 for the most part. The only horse that kind of scares me a little bit is Emery. I know she's not quite fast enough, but she's been in the exacta in 8 of 9 races. She just missed in a grade 1 last time. I know Positano Sunset's in here and ran her down, but Emery did most of the heavy lifting in that race. She's drawn well. She's kind of the only one that's I think is worth using. So I'm okay going 2, 7, 8, 9.
Perfect. Love it.
All right. Cool. All right. 2, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, and I'm okay going on a press ticket, just using. I would just use 2, 7. I think.
Yeah.
On the press ticket. All right. So that leads us to the race before the Derby, the penultimate grade 1, the Old Forester Bourbon Turf Classic. This is a 1.125 for 4-year-olds and up going, 1.125 on the turf, $1 million purse. We just teased it. I don't want to be a homer, but is there a horse who deserves a grade 1 that doesn't have one more than Integration? Like he has run so big in so many big spots and just hasn't quite gotten there.
This race sets up perfectly for Integration.
I agree.
This is it.
And this is the race in the Maker's Mark, like he's not a miler. Like it's a grade 1. It's a good opportunity. He just got run off his feet by the best miler in America in Carl Spackler. He gets an extra furlong here. And just the way he's coming into this race, like I just remember last year, there was like some kind of vacillation over like which spot to run in the Derby race. And I just felt like he wasn't quite primed. We didn't see him again until the Colonial race, the Arlington Million preview. To me, he's just coming into this race in better form. And I know the horse that beat him in the Pegasus Turf is in here in Spirit of St. Louis. He was the best horse that day. Yeah. Like, let's be real. Yeah. Not to say that Spirit of St. Louis couldn't beat him again, but Integration should have won that race. I think today's the day, Jim.
I think he turns the tables on it. I have him isolated on top. That's again my second co-pick of the day, the entire card. Spirit of St. Louis, I think he turns the table the other way. I think they finish 1-2 going that way. And then I like Brilliant Birdie as a little as a value play that I think is going to get some oversight. Obviously, I saw him in the gun runner at Kentucky Downs kick my horse's ass, so I've seen him firsthand do his thing.
Who was that? Saki?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Who just got claimed the other day.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It was time to move on. So
I love that horse.
yeah.
All right.
So I like 1, 10, 11. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I don't want to go overly deep in this race because I love the 1.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm just the only other horse maybe I would throw in is the 7 Running Bee. Like I just think he's in really good form right now. But I don't know. I just feel like this is a real legitimate, like this is a grade 1 race. Like I know he ran okay in the turf mile here last year. I don't know. I just feel like class wise, he's dangerous, but I just think class wise, he's not quite grade 1 quality. The question is like, do you think, Brilliant Birdie, I like a lot too. Like I think you can forgive that last race first off the layoff. 1, 10, 11. Do you throw in the 7 also is the only question.
If you want to, and again, the deeper we go, the further away we get from my actual pick, which is integration alone.
Right.
But yeah,
that's what happens.
Yeah, because something can happen. But I do. Yeah. We were talking before the show started that I feel like this is his day to get the grade 1. This is it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Right. We can go 4 deep. That's still not too bad.
All right. How about we single integration in the pick 6?
Perfect.
Because we're gonna want to use a lot in the American turf. Right. So let's say we single integration in the pick 6.
Oh, dude! If we get to this point with our single home, we're gonna be having a lot of fun that day.
All right. So let's for the pick 5, let's go 1, 10, 11. That was your original thought.
Yep.
And then obviously in the press ticket we can go a little deeper. 1, 7, 10, 11. We're singling integration in the pick 6. All right. We'll go to the Derby. Let's go back to the American turf because I got a good idea of what I want to do in the Derby. I think I want to go 5 or 6 deep. Like, where are you on that?
Yeah. I mean, we got to go 5 or 6 deep. And obviously we're going to put Sandman in there. There's a couple that we have to put in there. And then, I got a couple of value plays that I would like to throw in. All right. So we're going back. What are you thinking?
Yeah. I think we have to chop horses that we don't think the race is going to set up for. I think you can toss the 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can toss the 6. Like I don't think he's impossible here, but he's got to do it against a grade 1 field going back to turf. I don't love the 8. I think like he's going to get caught up in a quick pace, so I think we can toss the 8. Yep. The 9 is a little bit interesting to me, and he's going to be a monster price, so I would like to throw him in. We can toss like the 11, 12, 14.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
So we're tossing 1, 6, 8, 11, 12, 14. So that at least gets us down to 8 horses. And it's, I think in the pick 6, certainly we can afford that. We'll see about the pick 5. All right. So what are we using for the 2-day pick 6? 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 13. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 13. We're gonna be in a tough spot to keep the pick 6 at $500, but let's talk about the Derby. Yeah. I purposely didn't want to talk about the Derby a ton because it's like such the most overanalyzed race in the world, and John and I have been talking about it for months. I think this is a race that, like the Oaks, is supposed to fall apart. I mean, you have speed from Citizen Bull. He has to go from the rail. He just worked out 58-2. He's going. The 2 horse, I think, absolutely has to go, or at least be close. The 4, Rodriguez has got to go. He just won a grade 2 going wire to wire. Dwayne Lucas's horse is going. And then, further out, you've got East Avenue, who is full of speed. And then from the far outside, you got Owen Almighty, which, like, if you're not going to at least try to go to the lead, what are you in this race for? So that's 6, like, kind of one-way speeds. I see it. I find it tough to see them, and I don't want to jinx this because obviously I have the rooting interest in Sandman. It would be a dream come true. Just as a handicapper, purely as a handicapper, it seems unlikely to me that they don't go at least 45 and change for the half.
I agree that the race is definitely going to break down, and obviously I want Sandman too. Let's start with that. Right. There's a lot of true closers, though, that can come from downtown. What I liked, and we spoke a little bit before we started the show, is, and I felt it from day one, the second Sandman was going to be in there when he won the Arkansas Derby. I didn't think the post mattered to that horse. It doesn't matter. Tuck it in. Let everybody do their thing in front of you. a clean trip. That's what matters to him. Get him to the rail as close as he can, save some ground, and make your run. Do what you do. Simple as that. And I think he can do it here. Obviously, there's a handful of others. There's a horse that's going to be a big long shot. Todd Pletcher's horse with Mike Rapoli.
Oh, he's got to be used.
Got to be used.
100% has to be used.
Got a huge number.
Yep.
Although people are going to bet Johnny V and Todd Pletcher, they're going to that alone is going to bring the number down a little bit to a reasonable point. The horse isn't going to be 70-1 or something, but the horse is going to be 18-1, somewhere in there. I have that horse picked on top with Sandman second.
Yeah, I agree. Grande. You're talking about Grande, right? Yeah. Grande's got to be used, especially with Johnny V up. Like, yes, it's a great call. I think journalism has to be used. Like my criticism, such as it is of him, was that he's been in a bunch of 5-horse fields. But the bottom line is, like, he has tactical speed. He's got us beat on that, and he's got the best race. So he 100% has to be used. Yeah, I mean, the more I look at it, like, the more I'm okay. Like, unless we want to really do like a big backup ticket, I think 8, 10, 17, like those. I think Sandman and Journalism are the two best horses. You want to say Sovereignty's up there too. I don't know, 8, 10, 17. We can go narrow in some of these multis. I think is going to come in handy.
The only other horse that I think maybe a problem, Bafford's Rodriguez, if that horse gets comfortable because he's breaking from a good post, if by chance there's some crap that happens around him and he gets to lead comfortably, can hang around a little bit.
Yeah, but I can't see it. Like, you could say that about every speed horse in here almost, So I know to me, I think 8, 10, 17, the wild card is obviously the Japanese horse, Luxor Cafe by American Pharaoh. 4 for 6, just won his last race by 5 lengths. It's just, I know the Japanese horses have been running really well overall, but those are mostly older horses. I know Forever Young ran great last year, but he's kind of been the anomaly. Most of them have been older horses. I don't know. He doesn't strike me the same way that Forever Young did, because what was he beating in Japan? Like, Forever Young, at least traveled to the UAE. I think you use him on bigger tickets. I think the Japanese are going to bet him down to like 7 or 8-1, which, by the way, is my only explanation for why that try paid so badly last year. Like, because Forever Young was in it, and like the Japanese crushed it in the pools.
Yeah, you're probably right. That horse, I wouldn't throw it in my extended race tickets, but like if I'm doing like a super box or something, and I'm doing a 6-horse super box or a tri box, I would throw that horse in. I would, because I think that horse can definitely come up and get a third. You just don't know. You're looking at the form, you have no idea what's going to happen here.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm okay. The only other horse like that really worries me is Sovereignty. His best race, I think his best race is right up there with anybody else, but I don't know. Like, maybe it's just me. I wasn't moved by those Florida preps. River Thames is an okay horse. He had no excuse in the bluegrass. Tappan Street, obviously, unfortunately, had an injury, but I didn't think like he had shown some kind of monster potential before this. I don't know. I'm okay going 8, 10, 17 on the main tickets, Jim.
Absolutely agree with that. I agree with you. Like the Fountain of Youth, the 2-horse finished third in there, and I don't like the 2 at all. Just it's another one that you can just throw away, because when you talk it caught up in the speed, that's one that's going to get just absorbed by it. I mean,
so many of these things could be clipped, and then after the horse wins, you're like, oh, well, yeah, no chance. I could see that happening.
Joe said that, not me.
Yeah, exactly. Joe's the bad guy. I think that, considering how deep we're going in some of these tickets, like that's the way to go, especially in the pick 6. So I think we can finalize the pick 6 ticket, the 2-day pick 6. Single in Torpedo Ann at the start. She's the most likely winner. 2, 5, 6, 10, 11 in the Oaks. Feel pretty comfortable there. To start in the Churchill Down Stakes, we're going 7, 10, 11. And then in the American Turf, we're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody in that race. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. I want to throw in 10, 13. All right. So that's 8 deep in there. Single integration in the 2-day pick 6. And then closing it with 8 Journalism, 10 Grande, and 17, please God, Sandman in the pick 6. So that's 6 by 3 by 8 by 3. Doing the math real quick. 18 times 24. No, I'm not good enough at doing this. I tried.
They got pick six calculators for things.
Yeah, I'm usually good off the top of my dome, but
Joe, I didn't realize that there were 3 races in a row. West Point's going to win 3 in a row then.
Oh my God, I hope so.
Oh.
So yeah, so that's all your lips to God's ears, my friend. So it's 5 by 3 by 8 by 3. So that's only $360. So we're keeping the pick six ticket. The question is, do you want to throw sovereignty in since we have the extra $120 $500 budget?
Yes.
Sovereignty.
Yeah, if you can throw one in at the end, if we get that far, and you know from past experience, if you get that far and lose the last end because you didn't do something and you could have.
Yeah. No, for sure. No, we got the budget. That's what this exercise is all about. Okay, so that's a $480 2-day pick six ticket. We'll put it up on the screen one more time. So the only thing left to figure out is the pick 5 for Saturday. This is getting expensive because we started 2, 3, 7, 10, 11. Then we're using a ton in the American Turf, and then we're going 4 deep in the Derby City Distaff, and then we're going 3 deep in the turf race. We at least want to use 3 in the Derby. So that's 5 by 4 by 3 by 3. So that's 20 times 4.5. So that's 90 times whatever we use in the American Turf. So we really got to narrow down even further.
What is that? A 50-cent play?
Yeah. So we can afford 5 horses basically in the American Turf in the pick 5.
All right. Let's go back to work then.
Yeah, right. It never ends. Well, I think Zulu Kingdom you have to use. I think Maui you got to use.
Yep. So we got the 13. Zulu, definitely.
Yeah. You said you had Mibago on top?
Yep. And then we want the 9.
No, I can trim on this ticket with the 9. We got it in the pick 6, and we can get live. I'm okay with that. All right. How about 2, 3, 7, 10 you wanted, and 13? Is that okay?
Yeah.
2, 3, 7, 10.
Oh, we're leaving out Mibago?
Oh, sorry. 3, 4, 7, 10, 13.
3, 4, 7, 10, 13.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So 3, 4, 7, 10, 13. So that's 2, 3, 7, 10, 11 with 3, 4, 7, 10, 13 with 2, 7, 8, 9 with 1, 10, 11 with 8, 10, 17. So that's 5 by 5 by 4. It's a $450 ticket. So we're basically where we should be, maybe like $10 or $20 below. And the only thing is left is the press ticket for this. We wanted to start with 10, 11 in the Churchill Downs Stakes. We both agree those are the 2 horses to beat. We're going 2, 7 in what race was that? Was that the Derby City Distaff? Yeah, Kopion and Vava. I guess we want a single we're going 1, 7, 10, 11 in the turf race. And then the Derby, I feel like we can spread a little bit in here. If we go narrow in the race before, this is tough. You want to just scrap the press ticket and just roll with it? Let's just go caveman style, you know?
Yeah, we do enough.
Because you can bet horses we can bet the 10 or the 11 to win or Vava to win, and that's probably what we'll do throughout the day. All right, let's just go with the caveman ticket for the late pick 5. 2, 3, 7, 10, 11 with 3, 4, 7, 10, 13 with 2, 7, 8, 9 with 1, 10, 11 with 8, 10, 17. $450 total. $540 for the pick 5. $480 for the 2-day pick 6 and $450 for the late pick 5. And we're recruiting at least 3 people to split these tickets with us. Right. So I'm ready. This is such a fun exercise with you, Jim, in all sincerity, man. I love getting on and talking horses with you. And I love that we get the chance to reproduce the conversations that a bunch of us have at Saratoga on camera.
And you know what, Joe, the mojo is just from day one that we started doing this, and even socially, just we get along really well. We're like-minded. You root for my horses, I root for yours, even when they're at parks on a Monday afternoon.
I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy you got that purse.
Yeah, all the wins count.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So it's the vibes are great. Heading down on Wednesday. John and I are recording the main show tomorrow. Jim, thanks for the time, man. Let's go get them this week,
brother. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah.